Alright boys, this is going to be a good one, man. In this little diagram, when I start to zoom in, you're going to see exactly how I predictably make money with cryptocurrency and coins we already hold. Now I've spoke about this before, but I've never really gave you a deep dive on how we do this consistently. And there's nothing to sell here. You know, we sell a high ticket product, but this is not going to be for you. I'm pretty much going to dissect that product, give you it for free. So the least I want you to do is not like it, not subscribe. Don't really care about vanity numbers on this channel. I want you to just pay attention. Because once I discovered this, along the cryptocurrency journey that we're all in, this will change your game for not only this bull run, until you die. It's a big statement, but I'm sure you'll agree. And if you don't get any value of this, you can dislike the video. I will give you the opportunity to dislike this video and comment why you didn't like it. That's fair enough to do. But I'm deadly serious. Yesterday, I made $257, and I pretty much make this consistently every single day. Now, sometimes it's way higher. Sometimes it's, in fact, 257 is quite actually low. It's probably not been that low for a while. Usually the weekends with this strategy is quite low. But to me, it's almost like 8K a month. It's crazy, right? So it's a little diagram of me doing nothing and my girlfriend just sitting watching Netflix all day. And I was like, I'm bored. I'm making $257 every single day. It's quite boring, but it's also can change your life, genuinely. So I want you guys to be able to do the same out of this video, okay? Now, transparency, you have to have cryptocurrency. It's not just some magic little potion. I'm going to give you the formula and how you can do this, but if you're sitting there with $500, this is not going to be the video for you, okay? Just as long as we're transparent. If that is annoying to you, go and watch a cat video on Instagram. Maybe, you might make it one day, but, you have to have some skin in the game. Before we give you the strategy, you have to be in cryptocurrency. Because here's the reason why I like this. Number one, we're already interested in cryptocurrency. It's what we believe in, etc., etc. But my biggest problem with cryptocurrency is, number one, what do we do after the bull run? We sell and we just sit in our hands and wait. Okay, it's fine, but it's never really appealed to me, right? I want to keep money flowing. And number two, how do we get more coins for free with coins we already hold, right? Because we know we can do that in businesses by putting more effort in. We can do that in real estate by, buying more properties, etc. But in cryptocurrency, nobody really talks about this. And yeah, I want to give you this for absolutely free, so enjoy it. So again, nothing to sell you. I'm going to give you everything. So here's some proof. I'll actually bring them up. I'll refresh them because, I don't know, some people don't believe some shit on the internet. Again, I've got nothing to lie to you. So, here's every single day, or here's the fees. Now, I've shared this many times before, but I've never gave you the strategy. So, there's some tabs, etc. I've got them screenshotted here. So in this pool, and again, this is not all my pools, by the way, and this is obviously not all my cryptocurrency, but this is pool coins I'm happy to hold. And again, if you're looking at Brett here and you're looking at Ethereum here and you're looking at Sui and you're like, Jake, I don't have any of these coins. I don't want to hold any of these coins. Don't worry. You can probably do this with coins that you're holding on anyways. This is not a battle between why I like Ethereum and why you like Brett, Sui, etc. There's many tokens. We're all playing the same game. We're all on the same side here, right? Just maybe we don't believe in some coins. That's fine. You don't have to. You can take those coins and what you're going to learn in this video and do it anyways. I'm not shoving Brett down your throat. I'm not shoving Ethereum down your throat. Although I don't think it's a bad buy, right? Especially right now. You're not going to lose money on that. But Brett's risky, right? So I don't want you guys to lose money just because I talk about Brett for you to go and buy it unconditionally. It's your journey here. But what I can tell you is how you can make income on your coins. That's the difference, right? So transparency, yesterday, $72. Nothing crazy. It's been much higher than this before, but it's nice. 25 in this one, and this one, 53. These pools were paying really good yesterday. 41 and 9 in this one. And my most sketchy pool pays a lot of money, $57 for only 2K. That's pretty crazy. So collectively, that's about $257. And as I make this video, what I like about this video is, when I finish this video, it continuously goes up. And the beautiful thing about this, and I've talked about this so many times before I give you the strategy, I don't give an F about the $257. I don't give an F about the $72, the $25 here, the 53. I'm interested in the coins, right? When you go and work your job, right, and you collect your dollars and you pay your bills, etc., and then you put some in cryptocurrency, because you better be doing that, because what the F are you doing watching videos like this? You're not interested in dollar value. You're renting that dollar value out for the coin to sell the coin in 2025 to get back the dollar value. It's the same thing. It might be cool saying, I make $257 every single day. But I'm looking at that as like, in the future, 1K, 2K every single day if Brett and Suede as well. Just depends how well these coins do. That's the difference, man, because I'm not interested in dollar value today. I'm interested in how many coins I accumulate, just like you would do in your normal investing, the HODL, buy in DCA. Great strategy. But we're interested in the coins. Let that sink in. So it might be $257, and that's great. You kind of never have to work again if you're making it every single day within reason, right? If I could give you 7, 8K a month, you'd probably be absolutely fine. But I'm not interested in that. I'm interested in the coins. Because if you're making 8K every single month, sometimes it's higher, sometimes, that's pretty much bare minimum for me on these pools. If these coins did a 10x, and obviously Ethereum's not going to do a 10x, but if Sui did a 5 to 6x, if Brett can go and do a more x, that might be like 50K a month in tomorrow's value, e.g. 2025. Now that's where this game gets absolutely crazy. But I don't like to think about that because it can get me moonshot maths. I can go in auto trader and I can start pricing up Lamborghinis. I don't like to think about that because it just sends me too crazy. But it's just something to think about, right? Especially prices being so low right now. It's crazy. Just keep that in mind as you're, maybe mapping this out and thinking what coins can you do this for yourself. So before I give you the strategy, I want to talk about something that's very important, right? Because people always say there's no such thing as passive income. So, just yesterday, I'll give you the story. I'm sitting here, watching TV, passively, right? But it's not really passive. There's no such thing as passive. For example, if you buy real estate, you kind of have to manage it or you pay somebody else to manage it. You might be thinking, okay, I'll just pay somebody 10%, but trust me, I've had real estate. I'm actually selling a house right now because I don't really want to be in real estate. Passively, sure, but I can't tell you how many times the managers emailed me saying, hey, we need to do this, we need to sort this, she's broke this. And I'm like, I'm still replying to emails. So passively, yes, somewhat, but not really. Business. If you have a business, e.g. this YouTube channel, right? To keep this YouTube channel going, kind of have to post videos. But for me, that's fun, right? Get to talk to you guys, get to give you cool strategies, and I get paid. It's great. But if I didn't post any videos, eventually the channel wouldn't pay any money. So you still have to manage it, right? There's no such thing as passive income. Even these pools, I talked about $257 yesterday. Well, it's a little bit less passive, but I have to collect the fees. I either have to think what I want to do with the $257. I can leave it there. I can store it as cash. I can cash it out. I can buy some other coins. You have to keep the money going. You can't just sit there forever. If you have a girlfriend or a wife and you don't speak to her for 3 months, she's probably going to leave you, bro. If you don't speak to her probably for 3 hours, she'll probably leave you. It's no such thing as passive, right? If you don't go to the gym, they're not just going to stay there forever, right? It's no such thing. If you don't eat any food, you don't drink any water, you're probably going to die, right? It sounds stretched, far-fetched, but that's true, right? There's no such thing as passive, right? We always have to be on the move, So if you don't feed your dog, he's probably going to die. So the problem and concern for me, this is like the big reason why I really got into this like months ago. What do we do after this bull run, right? What do we do? Because yes, we can cash out, but it's like, for me, if we ride up some good coins, that's great. But it's like, what do we do in between that where we can just chill and wait for the next run? And even right now, I've always, like I said with these examples, I always need to keep the money flowing. I learned this from, can't remember it was, Sam Evans. I don't know if you guys know him. He's like, you have to keep the money going. Because if you don't keep the money going, the business, the real estate, it just has to keep flowing, right? If you don't go and work your job, you're not going to get paid. The money constantly has to keep going with that, job, or it just dies, right? So here's a quick example, which I always compare this to real estate. And again, I've got no hard feelings towards real estate, but it's just crazy. Cryptocurrency gives you such an opportunity where you can invest money and get yield on coins for crazy returns. And they don't have to be scammy platforms, right? The platforms I'm giving you here, they're not some scammy platforms. If you guys haven't heard of Uniswap, you probably should look into Uniswap, right? Because that's one of the biggest platforms in the world, one of the safest platforms in the world, never had any hacks, you control your money, etc. And again, we talk about, buying real estate, etc. If I want to get out this position, let's say I buy this house for 279K, I can't just exit the position. If I don't believe in Brett anymore, let's just say 2 minutes after I finish recording this video, okay, I'm done. I take out the money, etc., etc. If I don't believe in this real estate property, if the tenant's giving me issues, I'm not liking my return, it's like, okay, now I have to get lawyers, I have to get the tenant, I don't know what it is in your country, but I think in our country, you have to give the tenant 3 to 6 months. So I'm sitting there for 3 to 6 months, and if he's not paying rent, I'm like, fuck's sake. Do you know what I mean? And then I have to pay fees, I might not get exactly what I put in. It's just a lot of time. It can take up to years, man. You know, traditionally 6 months to get that tenant out. And again, here was the kicker for me. You have 279k on this example. It's probably about 330k USD. Are you kidding me? 279k GBP, I'm only making 1.2k a month. I have to wait 10, 11 years to get my money back. Now, yes, properties go up, but they don't go up that much. They really don't go up that much. It's not when you could look at your mum and dad and they could buy a property for 50k and now it's worth 300, 400k. Those days are gone. Those days are honestly gone. Now, yes, you can find a good deal, etc., etc., but then it becomes a full-time job. If you're sourcing deals, you're going to these properties, then it becomes a job. My job isn't to get in real estate to find the best deals and take 6 months to find the best deal and go and view all these properties. That's not for me. The whole reason I got into investing and making passive income was because I wanted to do something where my income would be able to keep that money growing, right? So that's my biggest problem with real estate. It's not only that, my biggest problem actually is returns. 410k, 500k USD, 2k a month. It's pretty crazy. The pools I just showed you, I don't even have anything close to that. And we're smoking that. Yes, it's risky. Okay, this property isn't just going to burn down and go to zero. Brett could do that. Okay, that could happen. Ethereum, that could potentially happen. But what could also happen in this one could be a fire. Tenant, there's rents, there's risk everywhere. And that's life. So it's just something I wanted to say. So here's why this works. Infinite money glitch and how to make money forever. That's why you're here. So it comes down to a formula, which is V plus P equals money. What does that mean? Well, money is created, equal the formula here. Now again, if you're not following this, just really pay attention. It's so important, okay? Value, this one, is created where pain is alleviated. Pain is alleviated when problems are solved. Think about that. So how this works in the real estate, value, okay, you have the house, right? The value is it's cold, pain of, like, you have to sleep somewhere, right? You have to sleep somewhere. You got a baby, you got a dog, even yourself. You're not going to go and sleep on the street. So it's cold, the pain of sleeping outside. The problem is, you know, you might not die. If you sleep outside in Scotland, especially if we go in November, December months, you're probably going to die. It's so cold. And that's how you get money. So pools, the example here, is like people always say, or you might be thinking, well, it can't just be free money. Where's the value in the formula? Well, I'll tell you. Okay. And again, you think of this as an exchange. All these pools there's exchanges. So Coinbase, they fucking wreck you in fees. Everybody always complains about Coinbase if you're not on the pro subscription. Well, for some people, that's all they have to buy cryptocurrency. So that becomes a value. Even though the fees are super high, some people, that's their only option, right? So pools for crypto, the value, traders, that's who uses these pools, they come here because they don't want to set up, KYC, etc., etc. They don't want to, fill in, information. They can just come to these pools where you can be the exchange. Okay, I am the exchange in these pools, and you can do this as well. Decentralized tools for these traders, off the grid, no KYC, no nonsense for them. Okay, so it's a big problem you're solving, big pain you're alleviating, okay, with the fees, etc., because these traders are maybe swing trading every single hour, right? They don't want to be paying all these fees. It wouldn't work for them. They wouldn't be profitable. That's why these pools exist. But you're supplying the liquidity for them. It's the exact same as a house, just in a different game. And you solve the headaches, and in return, you get a cut of that money. It's very simple, right? E.g., if you think about your job, the value if you're getting underpaid, etc., but there's a reason you work there. You're solving the big boss's pain. When I used to do Exercise for Less, which was a sales job in a gym, the value was you would phone people up, you would get them a gym membership to get them in shape, etc., and you would get money. It's the same game. You look at that for the value of the client or the value of the big boss. It's the same game. So think about that. Now, here's how I'll play this game. It's probably why you're here. So I broke this down in a flywheel. And if you can create flywheel businesses, you win. Quick example, I don't want to go off the rails here, but if you have, let's just say, a car mechanic, okay? And he can only fix 10 cars per week, right? his business is great, but let's say somebody else one becomes the 11th client for that business. Now follow along. You got to follow along because it won't make sense if you're not paying attention. If that mechanic now has 11 clients and he can only fix maximum 10 clients, he can obviously hire more people, but let's just say he wants to run the business by himself. The 11th customer gets a bad experience and the flywheel is broken, so he can't scale, right? Do you understand? If you look at Amazon, they have an infinite flywheel. The more people come on, the more people list, the more people get good service, it's cheap, it's fast, etc. You can't break that model. So when you invest in a business or you invest in cryptocurrency or you invest in pools, you need to make sure the flywheel can't be broken or you can't scale it, right? You'll be trapped. So the good thing is these pools have an infinite flywheel. So number one, how do we do this? Well, we buy coins we already like. And that's the beautiful thing about this, why I don't need to show my coins to you. Because this make a difference, right? You're not going to make a difference to me. But you can, already coins you have, look at your portfolio right now and say, okay, well, what ones can I get yield on? You go on Uniswap, go on DeFi Llama, and you can see where you can get yield on. That makes sense for you. Make sure they're good platforms though. Don't go on sketchy platforms because that's very risky. And I don't want you guys to lose money. So I'm telling you that right now. Make sure they're vetted platforms. And then, because then the flywheel won't work. And that's where you lose money. We're not here to lose money. We're here to get more free coins for 2025. We'll make a F ton of money. So again, number one, we buy the coins we like. So you can search on safe platforms. And again, you get to DSA for free. Step one. Step two is, obviously, you cash out like the usual plan for our goals in 2025. Very simple. Now again, most people just have this in the broken formula. They invest, they cash out in 2025. That's fine, that's great. But what about all the in between? And then you wait for 2027 to go again? It's great, but it's like, I want to keep the money flowing. You should always be thinking, we're keeping the money flowing. That's what I'm always thinking about. Number three is, you can play the real estate rental game with the stable pool coins. Okay, so you get the coins. You can still cash out loads to the bank. Number four is 2026, 2027, probably going to be 2027, ready to buy again, 2026, brutal bear market. But we stack up loads of free cash. Start buying coins again you like, infinite money. Now again, by this point, we're not interested in getting yield on Bitcoin, etc., because those are crashing. We don't want to get yield on coins that are crashing. So then we'll go into stablecoin pools, right? They don't go to zero. There's nothing to lose here. So we get to stack for 2 years, $3. Yields are not going to be as crazy, but they're still going to be pretty good. That's the beautiful thing. Again, like I said, you don't have to time this perfectly to make an F ton of money. It doesn't need to be perfect. You can make massive mistakes here and still print. And you will make mistakes. That's the game. When you start something new, you're going to make mistakes. You're going to say, how do I do this, etc., etc. Find the information. Hopefully this is enough to convince you. Again, it's not to convince you, but to get you in the game. And then this never stops. It's a flywheel. It doesn't stop. Never ever stops, because there's constantly new people coming in cryptocurrency, new traders coming in cryptocurrency, and we don't need to care if they win or lose their trades. We're just collecting fees along the way. We want them to win, we want them to lose. We just want them to keep trading. And the beautiful thing about this is there's infinite people, and infinite people want to trade. That's a good thing. So whether they win or lose, our flywheel doesn't get broken. Now, here's a real world example. 2025, let's say you cash out 500K, okay? Are you cashing out that? Are you cashing out more? Are you cashing out less? You do the maths, right? You take 300K, because again, we don't want to put this full 500K in a stablecoin pools, because chances are, this 500K, we take out 300K, you can live for 2 years, you can probably quit your job, you can probably do whatever you want. You can keep working, you can keep doing whatever you want, but for me, the goal has always been to get out of something I hate. So if you hate your job, 300K for 2 years, you'll probably be okay. You'll probably be okay. But what we also do is we take out 200K. This is just an example. You do the maths for you. And then we put these in stablecoin pools, like I said. So again, you can find 20%, you can find 30%. These are going to be so easy to find even in a bear market, right? Again, if you're chasing 100% on stablecoins, it's probably a risky platform. But more risk, more reward, it's up to you. We do this for 2 years. Here's a quick example. 300K, like I said, you've already cashed out to your bank, you're living your life, you're doing whatever you want. Fantastic. We take the 200K, you got 2 years, average 25%. Again, it could be less, it could be a lot more. That's up to you. We're compounding this daily, which is a beautiful thing. And at the end of those 2 years, when it's ready to go again, we've accumulated 129K. Isn't that crazy? It's crazy to me. It's crazy to me. And again, you might be thinking this is so good to be true, etc., etc. Well, you're one of the guys that are just never going to get in the game. If you think it's too good to be true, people always say it probably is, but people are doing this right now. I'm continuing to do this. I'm not doing this in stable coins. Like I said, we're in a bull market, even though we're going through a little bit of bear bullshit right now. But the beautiful thing about that is we get to accumulate the coins. Once we have hit peaks and Bitcoin's at 100k, I don't want to be in these pools with the Brett, the Ethereum, the Sui, etc. I need to be in stablecoin pools. I need to take out all the risk. And I would ask yourself in this example, can you live off 65k a year? Probably could. Okay, 2027 comes, we either use the money to chase the $1 million in the next bull run, because by this time you've already got so much experience, you're confident as if you know how to play this game. Or you can just keep compounding for your life. And that's how you complete your life. That's literally it. So simple. Nobody talks about this. I don't know if just people don't know how to do this, etc. But I would go and try this. Again, go on Uniswap, go on DeFi Llama, see what coins you already hold, and just see how much yield you can get. Just see. What's the worst thing that can happen? You don't do it? Okay. But then it's like, what's the best thing that can happen? You look at how much coins you could accumulate by 2025 peak run. You might add an extra 100k, you might add an extra 200k, you might add an extra 500k to your bags. But that's not only the thing. The bit that gets you to live forever is this bit. Bear market comes, you have enough money because you've had a decent bull run where you can take a little bit, 30, 40%, depends how risky you want to be, and you can use that stable coins to live forever. I don't know, it's crazy to me. Hopefully you got some value. Share this with your mate, or, don't. It's up to you. Peace.